Hello, everyone. I'm Mr. Macabre, and welcome back to my movie library. I hope you all forgive me because, as I just said, I'm Mr. Macabre, which would indicate that my channel is, dedicated to horror films, and majority of the time it is. But today, obviously, by the title, we're going to be talking about a comedy. And thanks to Paramount Pictures, we got on 4K. This is the 40th anniversary of one of my absolute favorite all-time comedies. I've watched this movie 100 times at least. I've watched this movie so many times growing up, and I'll probably watch it 100 more times. You already know what we're talking about. We're talking about the 1985 classic Better Off Dead with John Cusack, Diane Franklin, David Ogden Stiers, Kim Darby, Amanda Weiss. Also, too, it's like, if you're a Halloween fan, I hope that I'm right about this, but if you're a Halloween fan, keep a close eye out because the part where John Cusack's character Lane Meyer goes into the ski shop and the guy who's Smitty, the guy who's all bandaged up and everything else, I believe that's Rick Rosenthal, the same Rick Rosenthal who directed Halloween 2, yes, and Halloween Resurrection. But yeah, if you're a Halloween fan, keep your eyes open for that. But just this movie is one of my absolute favorites. E.G. Daily. E.G. Daily has a part in here as well, and sadly, yeah, Dan Schneider. So but what can you do? It's almost the same thing as like with the Naked Gun. I know a lot of people, well, not a lot, but I know a few people now who are like, that's the problem. Like the Naked Gun movies are great, but I can't really enjoy them anymore because of O.J. Simpson and stuff. It's like, well, it's like the way I see it is like you could still enjoy the Naked Gun movies even with O.J. Simpson because when you consider in all three movies, basically the whole thing about his character, he's always getting the ever-loving crap beat out of him. So it is fun to watch that, just being beaten mercilessly over and over again. So, but anyway. But yeah, just this movie is so great. I love this movie. It's so funny. So many quotable lines. I want my $2. It's like just wow. Yeah, this movie is so awesome. Uh, he snorts nasal spray. You know where I could score some. If you, as for the movie itself, if you haven't seen this movie, if you want something that is, just laugh out loud funny, you love sight gags, you love, that kind of humor. But something with, something that's like a good-hearted film, something very sweet-hearted. This movie is a great ton of fun. Oh yeah, the part where John Cusack's character falls off the bridge into the garbage truck and he drives past there. The two tree trimmers, both of them are African American. They see him in the back of the garbage truck, and the guy, it's actually Stephen Williams, who, if you're a Friday the 13th fan, played Creighton Duke in Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday, and he played one of the cops in the Blues Brothers. It's like, I love that line though. He's all like, he's all like, man, now that'd be a real shame when folks be throwing away a perfectly good white boy like that. But so anyway, yeah, just this is from Paramount. It's about what you'd expect. It's about $20 and change. Of course, obviously, no reversible artwork or anything like that. Does come with you got the Blu-ray. Obviously, you got the Blu-ray, the 4K, and the digital code. And real quick to the digital enthusiasts, if anybody gives you a digital code from the 4K and you redeem it, you should be able to get the 4K version because when I redeemed my code, that's what I got was the 4K version. So there is that. Let's see. Of course, too, there's the slip case or slip cover, which obviously I got nice and protected, which, I mean, it's exactly the same thing. I mean, there's no difference, really. Well, except these pictures are not on this here. Okay, so, all right, talking real quick, we're going to get the really bad part out of the way. Now, if you look on here really close, it says there, 40th anniversary edition, right? Or 40th anniversary. Okay. The problem is not one single bonus feature. This is absolutely bare bones. no bonus features, no interviews, like nothing. For a 40th anniversary, this is really, really just nothing to it. It is so bare bones, like I said, not even disc art, for crying out loud, you know. That does bug me. I mean, it's like, I mean, I know, I think that if I remember, I think I read somewhere that, like John Cusack has come out and said, like, he's not really happy with doing this movie now, he kind of regrets it years later. I don't know why. He was doing like little bit parts in movies, like, he played Will Wheaton's brother in Stand By Me. He played one of Anthony Michael Hall's friends in 16 Candles. I mean, he was doing little bit parts. Like, this was a lead role for him. I don't know exactly if this was his first lead role, but this was one of the movies that definitely helped put him on the map. So I don't know why he would have a problem with this movie years later. Actors are weird. They really are. They're weird. But, but I mean, for crying out loud, like, you couldn't try to reach out to Savage Steve Holland, see if maybe he would do a commentary for this. Maybe see if he would do some interviews. I mean, okay, like, what about, like, some of the actors? Like, Diane Franklin did interviews for movies she did, like Amityville 2: The Possession, or Last American Virgin. I wouldn't see why she would have a problem not talking about this one. It's like, I follow her on Facebook and stuff, and, she's referenced this movie more than a few times and stuff. Bill and Ted, I'm willing to bet she's probably done interviews and stuff talking about Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I don't know why she would have a problem talking about this movie. Amanda Weiss, she could tell, like, I remember the story she told in the Elm Street documentary, Never Sleep Again, where she was talking about, like, during the time she made this movie, like, she was just, like, without a break, she was just one movie to the next, like if I remember, I think she said she did Fast Times at Ridgemont High, then she immediately went into Nightmare on Elm Street. Then the minute she was done with Nightmare on Elm Street, she immediately went into working on this movie, and then probably immediately onto something else. Like, be nice to hear what Amanda Weiss would have to say. Curtis Armstrong, maybe reach out to him, see if he would have done an interview or something. I mean, obviously not Dan Schneider, obviously, but but maybe some of the other actors or something. It's like, Kim Darby, is Kim Darby even still alive? I believe she is, but maybe she might have had some fun recollections of making this movie. Maybe the kid who played Badger, I mean, it's just disappointing. Like, this, for a 40th anniversary, I mean, my God, now for the picture quality and the sound quality, the picture quality I'd say it's about like 70-30. 70% of it is really good. The best part is when you're getting to the third act, on the ski slopes and everything else. That's where the 4K really shines. You see a lot of great, some of the colors pop, the white of the snow, the green of the trees. There are a few shots here and there that are a little dark, a little darker than you would expect, but overall, yeah, the third act really, really does shine with the 4K transfer. There are some shots that are a little bit blurry and out of focus, especially like the one part that will really stick out. You'll know it when you see it, is the part where John Cusack's character is, going to his room, but he stops and he looks into his little brother's room. His little brother's like putting together this, looks to be a toy gun, but, a toy laser gun. It's like he's putting it together. And John Cusack's character is like, why you spend your time with this garbage? And, you seem like a smart kid, but then the kid turns around and fires a gun. It turns out it's a real laser gun, and, it blows up the box and everything else. But the one thing you will notice, though, is like, there is definitely like a, like a depth, like a depth focus problem there, because you'll see that the little boy, Badger, is in the foreground. He's very clearly in focus. But in the background, John Cusack and the entire surrounding is completely blurry and out of focus. So you're going to notice some things like that. But yeah, I would say for the most part, the 4K transfer is pretty good. Like I said, some parts are a little blurry and out of focus. Some shots are a little bit darker than I would have preferred. But overall, it is definitely an improvement over the Blu-ray. I've had the Paramount Blu-ray for a long time, and to be quite frank with you, I was never keen on the Blu-ray. It looked to me the Blu-ray just my personal opinion. The Blu-ray looked horrible. It just looked so grainy and just looked like no effort was put into fixing the picture quality or anything like that at all. This you got Dolby Vision and Dolby Sound, Master DTS HD. But yeah, I will say that the 4K transfer is a definite, is a definite improvement over the Blu-ray. So now, would I recommend getting this? I pre-ordered this from Amazon. It was $21 plus tax. But my pre-order got back ordered, so I took a trip down to my local record store, and I ended up having to pay about $2 more. That was not intentional, but get it? $2? $2! I want my $2! So I paid about $2 more, but for me, personally, because I love this movie so much, this movie is one of my this is definitely my top 10 all-time favorite comedies, especially comedies of the 80s. For me, it was worth paying this money for, just for the movie alone. You may not feel that way, though. I would recommend, if you want this movie, if you love this movie as much as I do, and you feel like, the $20, $22 isn't a big deal, I would say go ahead and get it. If you don't feel that it's worth it, first of all, I would encourage anybody who's interested, watch this movie. Watch it. It's so good. It's so funny. It's got a good love story in it. Funny story, though, is I remember the one Valentine's Day I spent with my ex, and we had a nice dinner, and we were talking about a movie to watch. I recommended watching this movie, and so we put it on and we watched it. So that's probably one of the reasons why she's my ex now, but just one of the many reasons, I'm sure. But anyway, yeah, so I decided, let's watch this movie for Valentine's Day. So anyway, but yeah, if you don't really feel like you need to jump on this right away, I would honestly say don't, because this is Paramount. Like it's day one release. It's about, between $20, $25, depending on where you get it. But this is going to definitely drop in price probably within a couple of weeks or so. So it'll probably drop down to like $15 if you want to wait till then to pick it up. Or, if you can be really patient, wait until Black Friday, pick it up on a Black Friday sale. You'll probably get it between $10 to $15. So, you probably find this for about $10 or something like that. Or if you're, a steelbook collector, I would also say, what, probably may as well wait. There is a Blu-ray steelbook of this, but if you want to hold off, pretty sure, we know how Paramount works. We know that a 4K steelbook is going to be coming along anytime. I'm perfectly fine with just the slipcover and the Amaray case. So, but to each their own. But for the movie itself, if you're just about getting the movie, you don't mind paying the $20. Oh hell yes, go ahead and get it. Like I said, the 4K does look better in most aspects to the Blu-ray. But if you don't really feel like you need it this minute, if you feel like you can hold off, I would say, yeah, go ahead and hold off. Because, Paramount's going to drop the price on this. Black Friday will be coming along before too long. Like I said, you probably snag this for probably like $10 on a Black Friday sale. I don't regret it, though. And I know by telling people to wait, I know some people, well, are you one of those that... you don't like comedies being on 4K. It's like, no, that's not the case at all. I've always maintained that when it comes to movies coming out on 4K, the genre of the movie doesn't matter. To me, it never mattered. To me, what matters is how is the movie photographed? How does it look? Would this movie, despite whatever genre it is, whether it's comedy or Western or sci-fi or fantasy or horror, action, superhero movies, whatever, the real question is, how is the movie photographed and does the movie benefit from a 4K transfer? And in my opinion, I know it probably sounds biased because I love this movie so much, But for the most part, yes, it does benefit. Certain scenes, certain shots, and everything else really do look good because of the cinematography and the way it's been filmed. So yes, some scenes really, really do benefit from the 4K transfer, and I highly recommend it. But just even if I mean, hell, this used to be for free on YouTube. You could watch the whole movie. I don't know. Check on, if you want to watch it for free and everything. Check on YouTube. It may still be on there. You may have to watch it with ads, but yeah, Better Off Dead. This is a movie like I've watched this movie, like I said, 100 times. I've seen it on, I bought it on VHS years ago. I had it on VHS. I bought the DVD. I bought the Blu-ray. Now I have the 4K, and now I have, so I have this movie on Blu-ray, 4K, and digital. The only way I could ever see myself buying this movie again is it would have to be like a collector's edition with all new bonus features and stuff like that. Maybe some, some deleted scenes. Maybe they got some outtakes or bloopers or anything like that. But as for right now, I believe that I am pretty much done buying this movie. So, but I've watched it 100 times before, and I'm probably still going to watch it 100 times more. So, but an amazing comedy, and I do not feel, I know some people will probably think I did. I do not feel one penny was squandered on buying this movie. So there you go. This one is awesome. Amazing. If real quick, if I could have your attention real quick, just before you go, if I could show you a couple of other things I picked up, if you don't mind. Yeah, got this. Like I said, I went down to the record store, and lo and behold, I was surprised I got this. The retail price, I should have kept the sticker on so I could show you. The retail price was $22.99, but I had some store points saved up, so I was able to get 50% off of this. So actually, instead of $22.99, I got it for $11.50 from Criterion. I got the 4K of The Others, a great ghost story, suspenseful haunted house movie with Nicole Kidman. Great film. Really good. Very happy to have it. I had the, I think it was like the Lionsgate Blu-ray for the longest time. Now I upgraded to the beautiful Criterion 4K. Really happy about that. Yeah. And of course, I think, Nicole Kidman in 4K alone is worth buying this movie for, if you know what I mean. But, yeah. But really, really glad. I mean, this was a bargain. This was a steal. The Others on 4K Criterion for $11.50. That was just too good of a deal to pass up. I could not let that go. So, and this here, I know that the first movie is on 4K. I like these movies, but I think I could live with them on Blu-ray. And the set was a really good price for all three movies. The trilogy. From Arrow, I got the Ring-U collection. Yeah, like I said, I believe the first movie is on 4K. Don't know, how long it's going to be before Ring-U 2 and Ring-U 0 get 4K releases. But anyway, so yeah, I saw this. It was $44.99. This goes for almost $60 on Amazon. So, and like I said, I feel like, these are good movies, but it's not something that I watch over and over and over again. These are movies I do watch, every once in a while, and I have them on DVD. So to get them on Blu-ray, especially this nice set, it's definitely a nice upgrade. So I'm happy about that. So, of course, we got the first movie, Ring-U, obviously inspired The Ring, Ring-U 2. And Ring-U 0. I'm waiting for somebody might correct me. It's not Ring-U 0, dipshit. It's Ring-U whatever. Ring-U O or something like that. But, yeah. All of these in amazing condition. So, just perfect. And like I said, the price was right. And I really do. I feel like I could just be satisfied with just living with these on Blu-ray. And, yeah, pretty cool. And I'm really happy about that. So we got that. The Ring-U trilogy on Blu-ray. Excuse me. wet my whistle. And last, I found this. This was three for $9.99. So this only cost me $3.33. This is a complete blind buy. I've never seen it. I know nothing about it, but hopefully it will be good. It should be good. It's from Takashi Shimizu. I hope I pronounced that right. The writer and director of The Grudge and The Grudge 2. We have Howling Village. I know this case is a nightmare, but as you can see, well, hopefully you can see that. 3 for $9.99. But yeah, so it sounds good, you know. After her brother goes missing, a young psychologist visits an infamous haunted and cursed location known as Howling Village to investigate his disappearance and uncover her family's dark history. Special feature, official trailer, and original Japanese trailer. But I figured, you know, it's only $3.33, so not a huge risk for a blind buy. You know, a movie I've never seen, but there's the Blu-ray. But so I figure I'll check it out, and if it's good, obviously I'll keep it. If it's not, you know, I'll go ahead and, you know, take it back, trade it in, get something else I want. Now, of course, you know, the condition of this case definitely leaves something to be desired, but thankfully we got a nice black case. So just real quick, we shall, I know. There we go. Oh yeah, that instantly looks a lot better. There we go. I think it does. Yeah. We just pop our little disky poo in here. At least, thank God, the disc is in great condition. Yeah, disc is amazing. You know, very much mint condition. So, put that in there. All right, and there we go. Howling Village. We'll give that a shot, and there we go. Yeah, that does definitely look better. So, like I said, we'll give that a shot, and hopefully it'll be good, and it'll be $3.33 well spent. So, all right, so that's going to wrap it up for this video. So there we go. We got Howling Village, the Ringu Trilogy. Thank you, Arrow Video. We got Criterion, the others on 4K. You know, it's the only bad part. No, it doesn't say it there. I don't know if you can see or not. It says there 4K UHD. That's a problem. I'm sorry, I'm seeing right underneath the light, so that doesn't help. And one of the absolute best comedies to come out of the 1980s, Better Off Dead on 4K. Hell yes. Wonderful movie. So, anyway, so that's going to do it. So if anybody took the time to watch all of this, I thank you for doing it. I appreciate you for doing it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, would you please leave it a like? And if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. That is going to do it, boys and girls, or boils and ghouls. I used to say that. I don't say that anymore. But, so anyway, that's it. Take care, everyone. Have a good night. See you all later. Bye.